people, Key Book Corner, coming to you finally with my March wrap-up. I've been busy, surprisingly enough, even though we're currently in quarantine. I've thankfully still been able to work, so I've been working from home mostly, so which is why I haven't been able to bring up my March TBR, or film it at least, and it's almost already the end of April. Sorry, it's late, but here it is. For the total month of March, I've read a total of 10 books, a mixture of ebooks, audiobooks, and physical books. So the first book I've actually read and finished was a reread, and it was actually an audiobook, and that happened to be Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I had decided to read the whole trilogy over. I had read the first two, but I haven't read the third at the time, and I really, 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 really wanted to read the third, but I totally forgot what happened in the first two, so I decided to pick up the audiobook for Truly Devious, and I picked up the audiobook for The Vanishing Stair, which is the second book. I think I can do it together. Ta-da! So I read the audiobook, I listened to the audiobook for both of these, and I have to say, I absolutely enjoyed the audiobook and being in this world. And it definitely got me ready for the third book, which I did read in the month of March. I enjoyed this trilogy, and I loved the story. I'm sad it's over, but I loved it, and I can't wait to listen to the audiobook for this. I listened to the audiobook for the first two. I physically read the third book, which is right here, so I'm excited to pick up the audiobook when I do. I had the ebook for Olivia Twist by Lori Langdon. I enjoyed it. It was definitely something new, and it definitely a whole new take on Oliver Twist, and I enjoyed the story. I also had the ebook for both Furyborn and Kingsbane by Claire Legrand, and let me tell you, I didn't think I would like the series, but I do. And I'm anxiously waiting for October for the third book comes out, because where book 2 ended, I enjoyed it. I'm excited to really see what happens with that. I've also reread Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, because I read it too fast in December, so I wanted to reread it. So I reread it in the month of March, and I enjoyed it. I definitely am excited for the third book. If there's going to be a third book, I hope there is, because with how this ended, I need to know what happens. And so the last two audiobooks I did listen to for the month. I listened to Flamecaster by Cinda Williams-Sharma, and I listened to Shadowcaster on audio. So I had originally read this book physically. I'm like, okay. And I thought it was okay. And then I saw that the Hoopla had the audiobook for it. I'm like, okay, let me give the audiobook a chance. I've absolutely enjoyed this book on audio. I've listened to almost the whole series now on audio. I will talk about the last two books in the series, hopefully for the April wrap-up, which I will get to before the end of May. But I have absolutely enjoyed the audiobook for Flamecaster. I absolutely enjoyed the audio for Shadowcaster. I'm currently making my way through Deathcaster, which is the fourth and final book in the series. I'm about 8 hours into it, and it's a 21-hour audiobook. I have the last book I read in the month of March was a book that I was super excited to read and be brought back into the world and that happens to be Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This is book 1 in the Last Hours trilogy. If you don't know, I've absolutely enjoyed the Shadowhunter world. Through the mortal instruments to the frontal devices to the Dark Artifice series to now to Last Hour series. I absolutely enjoyed this book. I couldn't put it down. Which made me want to reread the whole rest of the series over again. So I'm picking up Clockwork Angel this month. I'm starting it backwards. I'm doing the frontal devices, then I'll do the mortal instruments, and then I'll do the dark artifices again. But I'm excited to... can book 2 come out already? Well, that is my May wrap-up. Not May wrap-up. March wrap-up. They start with M, okay? Well, thank you for listening to my wrap-up, and I will see you shortly with my... well, probably my April wrap-up, since it's already almost the end of April. Thank you.